Hi, and welcome to another live episode of We Should Talk About That. I'm JessB
And I'm Jess Kidwell.
and we're the two Jesses. We're the hosts of the We Should Talk About That podcast, and we are coming to you live from the beautiful ALX Community shared office space. It's a co-working community in collaboration with the Zebra Press and ZTV.
And tonight is a celebration. We are celebrating 100 episodes of our podcast. Woo! We Should Talk About That, which, do you listen? Are you subscribed? If not, why not? But we asked if we could promote our joy of having 100 episodes. And we were lucky enough that they said yes.
So we are coming to you. We are celebrating tonight. We want to focus on joy. We have a wonderful guest to bring with us tonight. And we also want to remind you that if you have comments or you have questions, you can pop those into your chat box and our runner will bring them to us and we'll answer them.
And I definitely think that you're going to want to ask questions or make comments because speaking of joy, we have a breath of fresh air, a sparkly, gorgeous, beautiful woman to introduce to you tonight, Dani Sauter, or as she's known to her over 100,000 Instagram followers, blonde in the district, hashtag Instagram goals for us there, right?
We've got 100,000 downloads.
We do.
Hey, that's something though. That's huge.
I mean,
that's
we're
huge.
getting there. We're getting there. By the end of May, we're hoping to hit 1,000 Instagram followers. So, it's almost the same. Anyway, she is the award-winning creator of the Washington, D.C. and Northern Virginia blog that focuses on beauty, lifestyle, beauty, style, travel, and she has a big focus on body positivity, size inclusivity. And the reason that I wanted you so much for our joy theme is your Instagram page to me is like a work of art that I just like to peruse and look at. You have such an editorial style and joyful persona, and it just pops through. And then of course your blog has, like, you're not only a great stylist and very creative, but you're also a beautiful writer. So I have been kind of a stalker fan. I don't know. Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah,
a fan?
Well, it's not a stalker. If I'm putting everything out there, you're not a stalker. So you can't call yourself that.
I mean, we don't know where you live.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, where do you live? Many of our watchers tonight, since we are with ZTV, I'm sure you all recognize Dani because she was featured an entire one-page spread in the May issue of the Zebra. And many of your beautiful photos were featured in there. So it's just been super fun for us to have you on the podcast to kind of do this cross promotion. So thank you so much for joining us for our celebratory episode.
Of course. And thank you for having me. It means a lot to me that you all, reach out to me and that I'm kind of helping you all kick off this joyous moment for you guys too, because it is a big deal.
Yeah. I mean, it feels like a big deal.
It is.
Right? I mean, I'm going to own it, right? We have worked our booties off, as you, I'm sure, can understand.
Right.
Yes. And it's an accomplishment and it's something to celebrate. And we're super excited.
Yeah.
So
totally.
In preparation for tonight, Jess and I took ourselves into Old Town for a little shopping adventure. And we have a little bit of footage and we would love to share our shopping adventures. We hung out at Mint Condition.
Mint Condition and the Mint Collective were very gracious, allowed us to come in and film. So thank you. Cheers to you guys for that.
Yay.
And I need a margarita for this footage to show. So
all right,
cheers to that.
Roll.
Here's our
So Dani, we are taking a lot of your advice and we are going to go into a store in Old Town and try to find some things that maybe are out of our comfort zone. I don't know, but we are headed into Mint Condition in Old Town, see what happens. We're gonna shop. So I know we're supposed to be in here shopping for clothes, but I mean, look at these bags, Jess. I feel like I might need that blue one. Do you think that we get distracted easily?
I think so. I mean, bags
I mean,
fit
you're supposed to
everybody.
wear it if it makes you feel good. A bag can make you feel good.
Absolutely.
Now, you would feel uncomfortable in that? Why?
Because I think I am wider down here, and I feel like it would bring attention.
All right, well, that
All
means
that.
we need to try it on. We got to try it on.
All right, let's see.
Do you- You're right. It brings attention to our widest section.
Like, who can wear this?
Someone else. It would be actually quite cute if it didn't have that ruffle on it. This is very pretty. You look like spring has sprung.
Right, but also you could wear it almost in the wintertime,
Yes. And put tights with it.
right? And little boots.
All right, I can't wait to see that on.
I love this. And look how cute it is in the back. Okay.
What is the deal? Where is fashion for our sized women?
I'm like a 10, 12, right? It's like, surely they can come up with something better than that. Okay. What are the things that you don't like to wear?
I can't wear shorts.
Why can't you wear shorts?
Because I look weird in them. And
Did somebody tell you that once?
yes,
Oh.
many, actually more than one person has. I can't wear shorts and I don't like white denim. I feel like it just expands these thick thighs. So I think I have to try on shorts, but I'm just doing it to confirm to all of you that
Okay.
I can't wear shorts.
Okay. Well, let me be the judge of that. No, that's
Touch
men's.
me,
Those are men's shorts. Put
They're
those away.
so cute.
No, put it away.
These are men's?
No, those are men's.
Are you sure?
Yes. Brooks Brothers is definitely men's.
Oh. Well. All right, I'm gonna try these 4 pairs of shorts on, and you are going to see the shorts are not for me.
Okay. I don't believe you.
You know what I'm gonna wear? Do you think you know what you're gonna wear?
I think you should wear these tomorrow. Ready?
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
You look good.
Oh,
That's awesome.
This looks nice with
I mean,
with
right?
this.
You look awesome in
I
that.
mean, I'm not sure awesome is the word,
I
but
mean-
I do feel.
Oh, it keeps going.
So I don't think there was anything there for us, but
The
there,
only-
there might be something there for you.
Yeah. And we did buy a gift certificate.
Yeah, so we have a giveaway.
yeah.
So
You know, if you're not us, then that
I mean,
works
there's
out well for you.
there's bags too.
Cute jewelry.
So we just stepped into the next store, their sister store, Mint Collective, and there are a couple of other shorts that we're gonna try. I'm still dubious. Jess thinks that might work though, right?
Right, I think so. I think that they're promising. I'm excited.
I mean, excited's a strong word, but we'll see what happens.
I can get excited. I can get excited about you trying on more clothes.
When you sit and then when you stand, there's going to be visibility of things you don't want people looking at. So
Right,
you-
but if
you-
I'm mostly standing, I don't want to have a diaper on.
Yeah.
See, that's what I feel like happens with me with shorts. I'm just gonna keep doing squats.
I mean, looks like a lot of work.
Okay, it's a different dress and it's a totally different silhouette.
Yeah,
But
this
on-
feels like
on-
who's that lady? Not Joan Crawford.
Aw.
Diamonds Are Forever. She died.
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth Taylor.
Yes.
This is 1970s Elizabeth Taylor without the belt.
It's
So-
still really cute.
So here, again, you need to feel great and stuff. Don't buy things if you don't feel great in
Yes.
them.
Can you say that again?
Don't buy things if you don't feel great in them.
I wish you and I had any fun together.
No fun.
When we're.
That's why we keep doing this for
I know.
100 episodes in, because we have no fun.
I know. Susan, my dear, dear, dear director and all things zebra, she said to us when we sent that video in, wow, you guys are really brave. As I just rewatched it, I thought, wow, she was really right. So Dani, did you see anything from that video that you want to maybe comment on? Obviously, did you notice that
Yes.
who's that lady again?
I don't know.
The
I
Elizabeth Taylor.
Elizabeth
Yes.
Taylor. I feel like
I
this
could
is
totally see you on a yacht in like,
I know.
you know, on the south of France and that.
I felt
Totally.
it
With,
it
like,
was
a
the
head
winner.
wrap, yeah.
I did it, and
Yeah.
it's out of my comfort zone. This is a dress. So the way that you and I described it is sometimes when you buy something, yes, you feel good, which is your number one
Yes,
thing,
you
is
have to feel
buy
good.
something that makes you feel good.
Absolutely.
And I will feel good in the moment. And then I go home and I get in my head as far as, well, I really love this dress, but what if when I leave and I go out, people think, who the hell does she think she is?
No.
Did she just come out of a 1970 time capsule? What's happening?
No.
So then I actually have several things that make me feel good, but then fear of judgment or fear of what I should wear comes in. Dani, teach us.
So I know how you feel, and especially in this area, like, you know, when you think of fashion, you don't necessarily think of this area as like a very fashion forward place, but like, you know, you look at New York City, people wear whatever they want and everybody looks great. You know, it may not be your style, but you can like respect what they're
Right.
wearing. And I think so many times we do get in our own heads about, oh, what are people going to think? I'm telling you, people are probably going to see you and be like, she looks amazing. Like that dress looks awesome. I think that we always just have, you know, this fear that we're going to be received negatively. And I think it's all in our heads.
So we noticed as the clip showed that there wasn't a lot of larger sizes in that consignment store. And one of the theories that I had, and I'm just going to check it here live with you, is do plus size people hold on to their clothes longer because it's harder to find them?
So I have, yes and no. Like I feel like I hold on to a lot of my stuff just because I'm like, well, this fits me really well, and I want to make sure that I have it for later. But that said, like I have so many clothes that I do consign a lot of my clothes. But on the flip side, a lot of, you know, consignment shops are looking for higher end clothing. They are going to last longer. They're better made. And a lot of plus size fashion is all fast fashion. It's Forever 21, it's Boohoo, it's you know, all of those really trendy sites, because for so long that's all that we had at, you know, that we were able to shop at. It wasn't necessarily the designer clothing. Now we do have, you know, more options. I'm actually wearing Tanya Taylor, and she's my favorite designer. I love her stuff. She's amazing. She has inclusive sizing. But for you know, so long we didn't have the option to have luxury higher end clothing, and now we do. So I think plus women actually have a hard time sometimes spending more money on clothing because we never had that luxury before, and we're so used to the fast fashion trendy items, which has its own problem because everything then is like super sexy and super tight sometimes, and it's like that's not what I always want to wear,
Right.
you know. So it's an interesting thought that that's what you
That's what I
had,
thought.
and like when I think about it, I'm like, well, it's probably some of that and some of this.
I think too, like you commented when we were moving into the second shop, you were like, oh my God, your energy is has just tanked. And I'm like, yeah, this is really exhausting. And I don't love to shop, but I don't mind it either. But, like you're going through all these racks trying to find like maybe one or two things that might fit. Right. And I'm like a size 12. And then you have to, I got stuck in that gold dress.
Did. There was a little bit of a
gosh,
panic
no.
moment.
There was the worst. That is the worst. And you're like, I'm gonna have to buy the dress and walk outside of it.
Walk out in this thing that comes. Yeah. No, it was a little panic.
It was a
inducing.
zipper issue.
Yeah,
she
was.
forgot there was a
Yeah.
zipper. In
But then it's just like, my shopping visits are very few and far between because it makes me tired and it doesn't make me feel good because if I walked into a warehouse full of really cute stuff that had like size 12, size 14, or like size 11 shoes, I would be so inspired and so excited.
Yes. I mean, it's just and I love to shop. Like I love shopping. I love the act of shopping. I love going out, trying things on. And it's virtually impossible for me to really shop. Or if I do go to a store, it's normally like a very small selection. So, you know, it feels defeating.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Totally.
You
It
try
does.
on the 6 things that they have in the shop and then it all looks like terrible or none of it fits or whatever. And then you're like, do I have to go do this again?
Yeah. And,
Right?
you know, a lot of times it's like, oh, we have inclusive sizing. And then it's like it's just a few items. Or sometimes, you know, I'll be able to like wear a sweatshirt or something a little bit more like, cut a little bit wider. But I don't always want to have to wear a sweatshirt. I
Right.
don't always want to have to wear like a t-shirt. Like I want to be able to wear what everybody else is wearing.
Right.
And yeah, it's difficult. And I know, it is an investment. It's
Mhm.
more money, but you're going to bring in new clientele.
Right.
And you're making an impact on the community that we've felt so long. We're like the second thought. We're an afterthought always. So it's, it's really bringing up the community when you think about
Well,
it.
and talking about community, like if you feel very clear about shopping locally, supporting small business owners, I mean, come on, right?
Exactly.
Like, this is why I shop online.
Mhm.
Right.
Yes.
And
So-
I hate that.
I know.
And not to bite the hand that feeds us, which is this hyper local following, and we appreciate that. But you are a influencer. You have so many followers. You're in the Scout Guide. That spread that of you being an influencer in the Scout Guide is beautiful. And yet, where do you shop for clothes in Old Town, Dani?
It's very slim.
No pun intended.
But yes, literally, it is very slim here. So I'll shop. Vintage Mirage has items.
Okay.
Threadleaf actually carries a few brands that go up to, I think it's a size 2X. She recently just had a trunk show and she reached out to me and I was like, this is amazing. Like, please do more of this. So, a few years ago, I actually worked with The Hive and Veronica Beard, one of the brands that they have in store, did an size inclusive trunk show. And I actually worked with The Hive on that. And that was great. And I would love to see more of that. And like, I know that sometimes we need to test the waters by just having a pop-up shop, but it would be so great to have something that people can come to that are above a size 12, 14,
Right.
to shop at all the time,
Yeah. And I mean, what's the turnout when you do something like that? Do you get a good response?
So I think that it was well received. The problem with a pop-up or just a trunk show, it's only a few days.
Mhm.
So you can't really gauge whether it's, a huge success or not,
Right.
and people might be out of town. People may still be testing out the waters. People may still be like, oh, that's kind of more expensive than I'm used to spending on myself for fashion, which again goes back to the fact that plus women haven't really been afforded the luxury to be able to treat ourselves to really nice designer items before. So it's like this cycle, it's like, where does it end? I don't know. Or how do we like break this so that we can have, inclusive sizing for all, not even just in Old Town, in DC, in other parts of Virginia too,
Right. I know how to break the cycle. People need to be looking at your Instagram page.
Yes.
I want to talk about the body positivity aspect and defining beauty
Mhm.
and who you are as a model and how gorgeous you are as a human. And I think that's part of the, breaking the wheel of commerce and who gets to decide what is beautiful.
Mhm.
And that is one of the things that really drew me to you. So I don't know where you want to go first, whether you want to talk about boudoir, if you want to talk about gym, or Gaga. Let's talk about Gaga.
Yes, let's start with Gaga.
So the inauguration.
Yes.
We're not being political. We are just commenting on the fact
Because
that
Gaga was really inaugurated that day. Let's hope.
all hail Gaga.
Yes.
So Lady Gaga, as many of you know, Lady Gaga sang the national anthem and it was beautiful. There she is. She's stunning. You were inspired. Tell us a little bit about that.
So I have always loved her music, like everything about her, how she stands up for others. I just love her. And so when I was watching the inauguration, and I saw her come out with this beautiful dress, and then I read about like the pin was supposed to be like a peace offering, and just with the way politics were going, she was really making a statement with what she was wearing, and I just felt very inspired by it. So I decided to recreate it.
I mean, it is
Stunning.
Yes.
stunning.
Yeah.
it was a gasp moment for me.
Thank you.
And iconic, right?
Ugh.
Because I am definitely not like on the top tier of the know on pop culture. But I mean, I did see that, but I was like, oh yeah, I know exactly what that is.
Yes.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So gorgeous.
Thank you. Thank you. And I've recreated some of her looks just in the past.
Yeah.
I've been her for Halloween. Like I've dressed up as her for Halloween for like 10 years. No, I'm not. It's probably more like 5 times, but still it's I love her. And you know, something that I always want to convey is it doesn't matter what size you are.
Yes.
You can still, if you're inspired by Lady Gaga, if you're inspired by anybody, you can still feel their energy, which makes you feel good. And yeah, it's funny. I've done actually a Marilyn Monroe shoot, and people were like, "Curvy Marilyn Monroe, curvy Gaga." Like that's like their response. I'm like, but why does it have to be curvy? Like why
does
can't
have
it
to
just be?
curvy?
Why can't it just be? I really admire this person,
Right.
and
So I just want to interrupt and remind everyone that if you have any questions, comments about what we're talking about, or have anything that Dani that you would like Dani to answer, please feel free to comment in the chat. She is here. And
Yes.
you won't have this opportunity
Mm-mm.
again.
I
I
know.
that's why I have like 50,000 questions. Okay, so when we talked for our podcast, we should talk about that. You were telling us about your experience with boudoir photos, and
Yes.
I'm not going to lie. As uncomfortable as I am about shorts, a boudoir photo shoot
okay, we're gonna get both of you in a boudoir.
makes me feel a little bit nervous. Although after that video and how much skin I showed,
I mean,
maybe less.
Look at that. How
But
could you be
look at
nervous
you.
about that?
Were
Well,
you nervous about that?
I was totally nervous walking in there. I was like, oh my gosh, I have to get outfits and I have to do this and I have to do that. And I was a little nervous because I was like, you know, and the ones that are being shown right now was strategically picked because it's more covered. I do have some that are a little bit less, but walking in and being like, okay, I'm gonna just,
Oh,
you know, pose in lingerie in front of people. But no, it was great. It was such a great experience. I actually left walking tall. I felt so confident afterwards because I don't know, it's just something about it. And the photographers that they use for boudoir already know how to pose you. You know, they're going to say like, do this pose and this pose. And it was actually a great experience. And I think you both need to try it.
I know.
I know my husband would really appreciate that.
Yes.
Yes, I'm pretty sure mine would as well. I'm not sure that we would need to IG story that one, but maybe the after
The
shots.
after.
I mean,
The after
I
shots.
feel like I kind of like did a little intro in that gold little shimmy.
So you're already halfway there.
Right?
You're halfway there.
I felt okay about that.
I mean, I did do squats with like a diaper short. Ooh, I want to tell you something. I do have big news about Mint Collective. I bought a pair of shorts. Now,
You did. Oh my gosh,
now,
yay!
what I will say is,
so
thank
cute.
you, Mint Collective. Kathy, by the way, how great was she?
She was so great.
The salesperson there. I also think that makes a big difference. Like
Oh,
if you have a
100%.
good salesperson
Yes.
and you trust them.
Yeah.
Like there were a pair of shorts which did not make the highlight reel where I walked out and she was like, "That is
No.
a no."
yeah.
My good friend Caroline, I talked to her about these shorts. She goes, "Oh, they're like a gateway short," because I actually feel like these are cheater shorts. It looks like a
That's
skirt
good,
on.
A good term.
It looks like a skirt on, but it's starting. I will say that I had really hoped, instead of wearing my Elizabeth Taylor dress, I did order Good American shorts.
You did? Yes.
They have not arrived yet. Breaking news: Bloomingdale's let me down massively, but I'll send you a instant message
Please
about that
do.
and whether or not they work for me.
Man,
I'm
you are
real
just, like,
nervous.
Yes,
So
no.
it's funny because like a couple of weeks ago, I can't remember what we were doing. I think we were getting photographed or something, and you were like, "I hate my clothes,"
I do.
and now you're like really shopping.
And then
really
I talked to
stocking up.
Dani.
I know, right?
I love it. But isn't it crazy how when you put something on that you love, does it make you feel good? Like you go out and you're confident already.
Totally.
You know?
And I mean, like, okay, I know this is probably like a bathing suit cover up, but I don't care.
No.
I love the colors.
Yes.
I saw it and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna wear that. I feel like I'm gonna buy these funky earrings and I'm just gonna like whatever. I'm gonna wear it and own it.
Do you?
So
And,
yeah.
And I hate that sometimes when there are rules with
Right.
fashion, like, you're like, this is a bathing suit cover. Why can't you wear it as it is now? It looks great.
I'm
can-
very comfortable because I
Yes.
realized the thing I love about kaftans is that I used to wear scarves all the time, but I don't anymore because I had like my thyroid taken out and it's just weird and whatever.
Mhm.
It's kind of like wearing a scarf.
Oh,
I
And
could see that,
like
and
I
it's
really,
bright and-
yes, I really enjoy
It
it.
like
So this is
you're having like a tactile memory when
right,
you wear it.
and it
maybe.
makes me feel like it kind of helps me, access the old Jess who used to care, about what she looked like.
Oh, no.
So what I'm saying is, I feel like some sort of revival in
Good.
a way.
I love that.
So yeah,
I do
See?
too.
Fashion is fun.
it is
Fashion
fun.
is
You know what?
fun.
But it's not just fun; it's empowering.
It is.
It builds up your self confidence. It's a creative outlet.
Totally.
You know, I mean, it's so many things.
Yes.
So for the first time ever, we actually have a time limit, which is making me feel a little sad
no.
because, as you know, I'm a bit of a stalker. So I want to make sure that we talk a little bit about what you have coming up so that if we run out of time, we don't miss that opportunity.
Sure.
So you here locally, you talked about the Hive and doing the pop-up there. What is happening for you later in May that maybe our watchers and listeners would be interested in?
Yes, everyone please come on May 22nd. It's a Saturday from 12 to 2 o'clock. I'm doing a pop-up with a local brand called Brit Boss. The owner is, his name is Tony Hughes. He's from England, hence Brit Boss. And he already has a pop-up at Glenn Jones Salon. He's actually one of the, he's one of the owners for the salon. And he has this pop-up, and he reached out to me because he wanted to do an inclusive sizing pop-up. And I curated the rack.
Oh,
so
wow.
I picked all the outfits, and sizes will be available in 1 to 3X. So again, this is a great way of like testing the water. So if you are around, please come support us. Please come support inclusive sizing in Old Town. And I'm very excited.
I'm very excited for you.
Yeah.
I was talking to Katie Wells, the owner of AR Workshop, and she and I were discussing talking with you and how, as much as we love Old Town Boutique District, that sometimes inclusive sizing is kind of like the dirty secret no one wants to talk about. And she really thinks you should start a clothing line. So let's put that on the
second that.
Yes.
long-term
Okay.
plan
We'll
list
do
for
it.
you.
Yeah.
And then how else, if people want to follow you religiously on your Instagram like I do, how do we
you.
find you?
You can find me at blonde_in_the_district. And my website, I assume you're probably going to ask,
Yes.
is blondeinthedistrict.com.
Okay. We got that out of the
Yeah.
way. So we're just going to keep talking until Susan cuts us off because there's apparently some politicians that get to talk at 7:45. So, you know, it's fine.
Okay.
Let's talk about your gym photos.
Yes.
That was, we asked you on the podcast what makes you feel sexy. And the reason I asked that is because I find your Ascend Cycle, Lift Lab photos absolutely stunning. So let's put the gym photo up and talk about your experience at a gym and what it is, how you have found the right gym for you and how other plus size women might not yet have found theirs.
Well, I really want to convey that all bodies are worthy of being whatever gym body is.
Yeah.
A gym body doesn't have to mean that you are, lifting like you're super ripped and you can do anything. A gym body is one that comes up and shows up, and you go to work on yourself.
Yeah.
You go to work on yourself mentally, you go to work on yourself physically. And I want that conversation to be had in the fitness atmosphere, because I feel like so many times there's like this cult culture that goes along with a lot of gyms. And, I go to Ascend Cycle and Lift Lab, and it's not like that at all. It's very welcoming. You can walk in the door, whether you've been training, cycling, lifting for years, or whether it's your first time, and you feel welcome there. And I want gyms to be more conscious of that, because I think a lot of times, women, no matter if you're plus size, any size you are, if you haven't been into a gym, it can be intimidating walking into a new place.
Yeah.
Especially around people that are already know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So I think, being welcoming of people, being supportive of their ability that day, and helping them overcome, their own
misgivings
Yeah.
for themselves.
Yeah.
Like, have you had bad gym experiences?
Oh, totally.
Okay.
Totally. I've had awful gym experiences in the past. It makes me never want to go back.
Yeah.
Right.
So instead of like being welcoming and like wanting to like help people, it's completely turned me off.
Which doesn't
them.
make any sense because it's a business and you want people to come and like, spend money at your
Absolutely.
business. It's the same thing. I've like been to like get my hair done before and all they've done is like talk about how bad my hair is. And I'm like, I'm never coming to you again because you make me
No.
feel bad about myself, right?
No, I know. And it doesn't make any sense to me. And I'm like, if somebody is in a hair salon, in a gym, no matter where you are, bringing somebody down is never, should
not a good
never
sales
be
tactic.
For you.
Never, and
I just have to caveat. I love you, Kirsten, if you're watching. She does my hair now and she's
Yeah.
amazing.
I love you, Maria. You never make me feel that way. Would you like to
and Heather, you have never made me feel that way.
All right. That's
Got
good.
that out
We
of
got
the
that
way.
out of the way.
Yeah.
But no, and I feel like, or people maybe presenting a conversation like, oh, well, you can't do this. Well, help the person be able
Right.
to do this.
Right.
Help them feel welcome and in a space that they will challenge themselves instead of just leaving out the door and never coming back.
Like set them up for success.
Exactly.
And then they're going to tell everybody that they know.
Exactly.
Right?
And
Yeah.
what is the goal? Is the goal for everyone to look the same, or is
No.
the goal for somebody to be the best version of themselves
Yeah.
and to get healthier,
Absolutely.
whatever that looks like? Healthy, by the way, this is a major aside, but I do think it's funny. So I did keto for a while when Jess and I first met, and like healthy isn't a size.
No.
I did like a blood test and a gut health test. And after losing more weight than I've ever lost and being as thin as I ever was, out of a scale of 0 to 100, my gut health was a 5. A 5
Jeez.
out of 100.
Yikes. I'll have to tell my
like
husband that.
I wasn't healthy.
Yeah.
It wasn't a good
and
balance.
what you just said, I'm like, my mouth was like hanging open. Dani, I think you're such a good example of being like the best version of yourself.
Thank you.
And you're like, I think that's why you're so inspiring. Yes, it's creative and it's visually like attractive, but you're living your best life, like in your best self. And it's
Yes.
really inspiring to
Thank
all
you.
of us.
Thank you so much.
And I
Yeah.
feel like it just blows up the whole concept of who gets to decide what is
Yeah.
beautiful and
Yeah.
why do I worry
Yeah.
about what makes me feel beautiful and what makes me feel sexy compared to who?
Exactly.
And our conversation made me really rethink
Yeah.
some of those things. And that's why I bought the Elizabeth.
I love
Taylor
it.
dress.
I love it. Now
I
I
don't-
want to see you on like a yacht with
I
like
know.
a
I know.
headscarf.
Yeah, and like
You already
big
have the big hoops. You're like
sunglasses.
halfway there.
I'm halfway there.
You're halfway there.
I'm moving in that
Right.
direction.
Yes.
All right, we talked about gym culture. We talked about the boudoir photos. The other thing that we thought might be the third rail of things to talk about, but we're going to do it because we still have time, is body positivity.
Yes.
Everything is beautiful. Everyone is beautiful. Why do we do Botox?
Okay. I know it can be
2 out of 3 people on this stage right now, by the way, do the Botox.
I mean,
but we
the
will
third
not.
person may be thinking about it because I'm 42, y'all.
I mean, hello, I am the
And
oldest person in this room.
Things do
So I
start
do. I
changing.
really want to have a conversation about that because
Absolutely.
it's something we have talked
Yeah,
about.
and I've been very like hard, like on the side of the no way.
No, yeah.
But I'm open. I'm opening.
So I used to be like that
credit
too.
myself
Yeah.
for that, by the way.
You
So
should.
I used to be like, oh my gosh, why would anybody do that? I don't understand it. And
Well, yeah, your 25-year-old self can say that.
right. Well, also this kind of goes back to why are we judging each other?
Yeah.
Why, like, body positivity is in it's your relationship with yourself, really. It's being comfortable with where you are today. If there's something on your body that you want to change and you have the ability to change it, then change it, and some people's, comfort levels or confidence is going to differ from person to person. So no judgment. If you want to have lipo, no judgment, it's all about, again, what is going to make you feel good. I want to encourage you to feel good as you are, But if something's going to enhance you to feel better, then why not do it?
And I think the slippery slope that we have talked about when we have done an entire episode about this is it's the intention. Like, where is the messaging coming from as far as why will less wrinkles make me feel good? Is it because I'm worried about what other people think? Or is it because when I look in the mirror, I see a version of myself that doesn't feel like it matches what I would like it to be? And if I have the ability to change that, do I change it? So like walking that line, and I really, really have to check in and check in and check in, because it's a slippery slope.
It is.
It's a slippery slope of, I want to look natural, but I want less wrinkles. And then you start looking less natural because you go so often, and then you're smiling and your eyes don't smile.
Right.
And it's all very
Well,
scary.
Your
So-
face doesn't move.
Yeah. I mean, again, if that's what you want, like some women want that look. And if that's what you want, and if that's what makes you feel good, then do it. You know?
Okay.
I think it's more of, again, back to going back to the whole message of what makes you feel good. If a little bit of Botox is gonna just perk you up a little bit,
Yeah. Make you feel like the best version of yourself.
yeah, you know, and you know, one thing where I go, I'm always like, I want to look natural, and the doctor that I see has never been like, let's Botox you up, let's do this. He, like, the last time I was in there, he actually looked at me and he was like, I like where you're at right now. Let's not do anything else. And I was like, good, I don't really want to do anything else.
Right.
So I just do a little bit of Botox just to help. And also I'm in front of a camera a lot.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like less work, you know, in terms
Well,
of
and I
like
think
touching.
that's what made me like, I'm seeing myself in
Look
pictures
at
all the
that.
time. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. So I
gorgeous.
mean, just a little bit is, you know, again, no judgment, if you're going to feel beautiful getting a little bit of Botox or some filler. And you'd be surprised, because the first time I went, I was like, I'm so scared. I was like shaking. I was like sweating through my shirt. You know, the first time.
But you're like, I'm gonna be the one that's gonna have like brain damage.
Oh,
Yes,
by
or I'm
the
going to
way,
have like a
there's a
lazy
whole-
eye.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I was so scared. And it's been the opposite. I'm like, wow. Like, and it hasn't changed my face. It hasn't made me look fake, I don't think. But it's just enhanced me a little bit. You know, it's enhanced the appearance. So
Did you feel like you needed to hide it? That was
No.
my issue, is I felt a little bit ashamed and like I would be judged.
I did. I
Well,
judged you.
I'm looking at you.
Okay.
I mean, we had a whole
I'm
podcast
sorry.
about it. You should. It was an awkward moment
It
in
was
our
awkward.
relationship when I disclosed it.
I
Um,
have grown
I
a
know,
lot
again.
in the last couple of years.
I think it's
Yeah, you're welcome.
I mean, you're
I mean-
welcome, actually.
Wait, you don't think you've grown?
Oh, yeah. I mean, yes, 100%. Thank you. I have.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I felt like I had to hide it.
But-
And I had this moment with my daughter, because my daughter is 14 and we were watching TV and a Botox commercial came on, and she was having a very judgy, like, oh, look at these women. And I had this like come to Jesus moment of, this is it. This is where I have to be honest. And I told her,
Mhm.
and she was very taken aback, but it shifted her perspective of, well, maybe I don't need to be so
Mhm.
judgy. You just don't
Mhm.
know why people make the decisions that they
Exactly.
make.
And you don't need
Exactly.
to.
Well, I mean, maybe my daughter does, but
Well,
that's fine.
sure.
But
Yeah.
again, that's a great example of getting Botox doesn't change your appearance. If she couldn't tell that you look that different,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
I think, you know, people have this perception that Botox and filler, you're just going to look like you're stuck in like a wind tunnel and
Yeah.
like, you know, and yes, I mean, have we seen the Real Housewives? Like a
Yeah.
lot of them look that way, but it doesn't always look that way. And if that's the way that they feel comfortable, then that's good on them.
Great.
You
Sure.
know, no judgment.
Well, I'm super glad that no one had any questions or comments, because then I got to ask all of my questions or comments. So I'm glad about that.
Me
Do
too.
you have any other questions?
I
or
want to
comments?
know what kind of tennis shoes I should wear with dresses.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Vans, very
Yeah.
cute. Come in
Okay.
all different colors. The slip-ons, the lace-ups. Vans are very cute.
In like short dress or long dress? Or both?
I would do short,
Short. Okay.
or you could do both,
I've seen
depending
the
on like the
long.
style. Yeah.
so
so I
I
think-
am studying.
Vans,
Mhm.
and then my faves are Golden Goose.
I knew you were
They're
gonna
a little
say that.
more expensive.
They are a lot
But-
more expensive, but
listen,
so
I
cute,
wear
so
them
cute.
with everything. Like you will get your money's worth.
Okay.
And
And
you
how
will
much
wear
money
them.
are we talking
Like
about? here?
$300.
They're depending on how crazy you want to go, because they have like some really cute ones that have glitter on the sides and
Okay.
all this stuff. So
Do yours have glitter?
yes,
Obviously.
and pink laces.
Of course, obviously.
So yes,
I will say the Golden Goose is a thing that is hard for me to embrace, because I do see lots and lots of younger girls wearing it, and I think, wow, that's a lot of money. But that's me being judgy, and we're working on that, right? All right. Well, we have to make room for the politicians. So,
All right.
Dani, thank you so much for helping us celebrate. Cheers to all of us.
Cheers to
100
looking
episodes.
good at 100,
Cheers
right?
to
yes.
beauty, however it makes you feel
Yeah.
good.
Whatever makes you feel good.
Yeah.
Wear what you want. Get Botox if you want.
Yeah.
Look like Elizabeth Taylor from the 70s
I mean,
if you
what
want.
if you just
Wear a
want to wear
swimsuit.
Crocs and flannels?
I mean, Crocs are just my hard no, you guys. I will judge you if you wear Crocs. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. But flannels are okay.
They're not a sponsor. It's fine.
Okay.
Thank you all so much for joining us for another episode, a live episode. We have more coming for you in June, and be sure to check out We Should Talk About That wherever you listen to your podcasts. Please subscribe. It doesn't cost money. It just make sure you get the latest episode, and you can find us on We Stop Pod on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. And thank you to the Zebra, as always, for taking such good care of us. And remember, be the good news in someone's life.